But Maharaj, it would be so nice if you can consider that wherever you are, before you start into the meditation of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, why don't you call one of your disciples early in the morning to see? And if they pick up the phone, you just say Haribol, Hare Krishna. They will be enlightened to hear your voice. And if they don't pick up, you leave the voicemail. So at least they know that Guru Maharaj called me. And I said, Maharaj, you can do on a weekly basis, bi-weekly basis, or maybe monthly basis. But I think that will help the disciple that my Guru is thinking about me every morning. So let's see, I'm going to send it out to whoever the close sannyasis that I feel that I can write to them. Sometimes those thoughts come, I used to tell my Guru Maharaj also, and he liked that sometimes. He said, yeah, your thought is very nice. So this was something was, I think in one of the round, I think I must have chanted 2 rounds before I break into it because I was drafting the WhatsApp message to His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. So, at least Radhanath Swami Maharaj will, disciple will be alert. And I'm going to write to all other Maharajas that I have very close relationship with many Maharajas to request them if they can take little austerity to keep up with all the disciples. We need something, otherwise we are falling behind. I was just thinking also that, all our previous acharyas up to Srila Prabhupada, everybody has mentioned in the scripture that if we are not chanting 64 rounds a day, we are drowning in the ocean of material existence. Now, Prabhupada becomes so compassionate and he said that, but Prabhupada used to say minimum 16 rounds. It doesn't mean that we have to just stop at 16. Because I think Prabhupada was thinking that if, it's like this also, like I was reading Sivram Maharaj's book, and he said he is putting this conversation between the devotees. And somebody may ask authenticity that how can you, Maharaj, write those dialogues? Where did you get it? And Maharaj just says simply that I think I'm following the principles. And I think just to make the devotees easy to understand, I put it in a drama form so they can really grasp those spiritual points. So similarly, who I am to tell, but something that I was thinking in my heart, that Prabhupada made that concession, so knowing that if whoever my disciple will chant 16 rounds attentively, definitely they will chant 64 rounds. And I think Prabhupada has the faith in the holy name. And he knows it, that if somebody will chant attentively, definitely they will go for 64 rounds. And we can see so many devotees in ISKCON, advanced devotees are chanting 64 rounds a day. So something I was thinking that we should not just become relaxed by finishing 16 rounds a day and feel satisfied. That's not actually will take us. So I'm going to read one paragraph. We are reading the second book of Krishna book, the story of the Samantaka jewel. Wonderful. So Jambavan understood the whole situation, and to satisfy the Lord, he not only immediately delivered the Samantaka jewel, but he also brought his daughter Jambavati, who was of marriageable age, and presented her to Lord Sri Krishna. So we can see that Krishna is so kind, somehow or other he make everybody come closer to him. His arms are open to give us his embrace, hug. The episode of Jambavati's marriage with Krishna and the delivery of the jewel known as Samantaka was finished within the mountain cave. Haribol. Although the fighting between Krishna and Jambavan went on for How many days? Remember? This is the second time repetition come, 28 days. The inhabitants of Dwarka waited outside the tunnel for 12 days. And after that, they decided that something undesirable must have happened because they could not understand what had actually happened for certain. And being very sorry and tired, they had returned to the city of Dwarka. So all the members of the family, namely the mother of Krishna Devaki, his father Vasudeva, and his chief wife Rukmini, along with all other friends, relatives, and residents of the palace, became very sorry when the citizen returned home without Krishna. How much love they must have. Because of their natural affections for Krishna, they began to call Satyajit ill names, for he was the cause of Krishna's disappearance. They went to worship the goddess Chandrabhag, praying for the return of Krishna. The goddess was satisfied by the prayers of the citizens of Dwarka, and she immediately offered them her benedictions. Simultaneously, Krishna appeared on the scene, accompanied by his new wife Jambavati, and all the inhabitants of Dwarka and relatives of Krishna became joyful. The inhabitants of Dwarka became as joyful as someone receiving a dear relative back from the dead. Haribol. And I was listening the class, and all the Maharaj says, if you are not becoming joyful when you chant your holy name, how long would you be continue to do as a duty? Time will come that you will lose the interest. This is all Maharaj is saying like that. Haribol. The inhabitants of Dwarka had concluded that Krishna had been put into great difficulties due to the fighting. Therefore, they had become almost hopeless of his return. But when they saw that Krishna has actually returned, not alone but with a new wife, Jambavati, they immediately performed another celebration ceremony. King Ugrasena then called for a meeting of all the important kings and chiefs. He also invited Satyajit, and Krishna explained before the whole assembly the incident of the recovery of the jewel from Jambavan. Krishna wanted to return the valuable jewel to King Satyajit. Satyajit, however, became ashamed because he had unnecessarily defamed Krishna. He accepted the jewel in his hand, but he remained silent, bending his head downwards, and without speaking anything in the assembly of the king and chiefs, he returned home with the jewel. Then he thought about how he could clear himself from the abnormal actions he had performed by defaming Krishna. That's a good thought, at least. If we make a mistake, at least it should come to our mind. Then we will change. Otherwise, we will committing the offense or the mistakes. He was conscious that he had offended Krishna very grievously, and that he had to find a remedial measure so that Krishna would again be pleased with him. We commit so many offenses, but we never recognize. We want to be in the center of everything, but please put Krishna in the center. As Ramapat Swami Maharaj gave that formula, mathematical formula, piety, pious life, pure plus impure heart is equal to pride. And who doesn't have the impure heart? King Satyajit was eager to get relief from the anxiety he had foolishly created due to being attracted by material things, specifically the Syamantaka jewel. But we see in the life of Maharaj Parikshit, he has treasury full of wealth, so many elephants, horses, undisputed kingdom. Nobody would like to take that kingdom from uh, Parikshit Maharaj, but he voluntarily gave up. What a lesson that we can learn. There must be something higher than the material attachments, for sure. Satyajit was truly afflicted by the offense he had committed toward Krishna, and he sincerely wanted to rectify it. From within, Krishna gave him good intelligence, and Satyajit decided to hand over to Krishna both the jewel and his beautiful daughter Satyabhama. There was no alternative for mitigating the situations, and therefore he arranged the marriage ceremony of Krishna and his beautiful daughter. He gave in charity both the jewel and his daughter to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Satyabhama was so beautiful and qualified that Satyajit, in spite of being asked for the hand of Satyabhama by many princes, was waiting to find a suitable son-in-law. And by the grace of Krishna, he decided to hand his daughter over to him. Wonderful word, by the grace of Krishna. We cannot do anything good deed until it is inspired within by Krishna. Lord Krishna, being pleased upon Satyajit, informed him that he did not have any need of the Samantaka jewel. Krishna is owner of everything. He doesn't need, he just simply need your love, your intentions, not the activity. It is better to let it remain in the temple as you have kept it, Krishna said. And every one of us will derive benefit from the jewel. Because of the jewel's presence in the city of Dwarka, there will be no more famine or disturbances created by pestilences or excessive heat and cold. How wonderful that situation would be, right? Perfect king, perfect situation. People were used to live so long life, no problem whatsoever. If somebody died untimely, they used to complain, "What? How are you managing your affair? Why somebody is dying untimely?" Nowadays, who knows what is happening? Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purport of the second volume, first chapter of Krishna, the story of Shamantaka jewel. The killing of Satyajit and Satadhanva. After Akrura visited Hastinapur and reported the condition of the Pandavas to Krishna, there were further developments. Haribol. The Pandavas were transferred to a house which was made of salak and was later on set ablaze. And everyone understood that the Pandavas, along with their mother Kunti, had been killed. This information was also sent to Lord Krishna and Balram. After consulting together, they decided to go to Hastinapur to show sympathy to their relatives. How kind Krishna is, huh? Krishna and Balram certainly knew that the Pandava could not have been killed in the devastating fire. But in spite of this knowledge, they wanted to go to Hastinapur. Why? To take part in the bewilderment. On arriving in Hastinapur, Krishna and Balram first of all went to see great warrior Bhishmadev, because he was the chief of the Kuru dynasty. They then saw Vidura, Gandhari, and Drona. Other members of the Kuru dynasty were not sorry because they wanted the Pandavas and their mother to be killed. But some family members, headed by Bhishma, were actually very sorry for the incident. And Krishna and Balram expressed equal sorrow. Haribol. Ye yathamam prapadyante. Krishna expressed, same as you surrender, he rewards us, without disclosing the actual situation. So when Krishna and Balram were away from the city of Dwarka, there was a conspiracy to take away the Satyamantaka jewel from Satyajit. The chief conspirator was Satadhanva. Along with others, Satadhanva wanted to marry Satyabhama, the beautiful daughter of Satyajit. Satyajit had promised that he would give his beautiful daughter in charity to various candidates. But later on, the decision was changed, and Satyabhama was given to Krishna along with the Shamtanka jewel. So Satyajit had no desire to give the jewel away along with his daughter. And Krishna, knowing his mentality, we can never be able to hide anything from Krishna. He accepted his daughter, but returned the jewel. And Krishna fulfilled the desire of his any living being. So after getting back the jewel from Krishna, he was satisfied and kept it with him always. But in the absence of Krishna and Balram, there was a conspiracy by many men, including even Akrura and Krutavarma, who were devotees of Lord Krishna. This internal potency always worked to take the jewel from Satyajit. So Akrura and Krutavarma joined the conspiracy because they wanted the jewel for Krishna. They knew that Krishna wanted the jewel and that Satyajit had not delivered it properly. So others joined the conspiracy because they were disappointed in not having the hand of Satyabhama. Some of them incited Satadhanva to kill Satyajit and take away the jewel. So the question is generally raised, why did a great devotee like Akrura join this conspiracy? And why did Krutavarma, although a devotee of the Lord, join the conspiracy also? So the answer is given by great authorities like Jiva Goswami and others, that although Akrura was a great devotee, he was cursed by the inhabitants of Vrindavan because of his taking Krishna away from their midst. And because of his wounding their feeling, Akrura was forced to join the conspiracy declared by the sinful man. Haribol. Similarly, Krutavarma was a devotee, but because of his intimate association with Kamsa, he was also contaminated by sinful reactions, and he also joined the conspiracy. So we have to be very, very careful. If some blasphemy going on about the Vaishnavas, stay away. Those associations will kill our devotion. So being inspired by all the members of the conspiracy, Satadhanva one night entered the house of Satyajit and killed him while he was sleeping. That's another great offense. Horrible, terrible mistakes. Satadhanva was a sinful man of abominable character, and although due to his sinful activity, he was not to live for many days. Remember the boon that given different boons to different people? You can live very long because if you will die, you know that you have to suffer in a hellish planet. And for the devotees, the boon was either you can live or you can live, or you can die, no problem. Haribol. So, Although his sinful activity, he was not to live for many days, he decided to kill Satyajit while Satyajit was sleeping at home. When he entered the house to kill Satyajit, all the women there began to cry very loudly. But in spite of their great protest, Satadhanva mercilessly butchered Satyajit without hesitation. How cruel! Exactly as a butcher kills an animal in the slaughterhouse. Since Krishna was absent from home, his wife Satyabhama was also present on the night Satyajit was murdered, and she began to cry. My dear father, how mercilessly you have been killed. The dead body of Satyajit was not immediately removed for cremation because Satyabhama wanted to go to Krishna in Hastinapur. Therefore, the body was preserved in a tank of oil so that Krishna could come back and see the dead body of Satyajit and take real action against Satadhanva. Satyabhama immediately started for Hastinapur to inform Krishna about the ghastly death of her father. So when Krishna was informed by Satyabhama of the murder of his father-in-law, he began to lament like an ordinary man. His great sorrow is again a strange thing. Lord Krishna has nothing to do with the action and reactions. But because he was playing the part of a human being, he expressed his full sympathy for the bereavement of the Satyabhama. And his eyes filled with tears upon hearing about the death of his father-in-law. Only Krishna can play those wonderful roles. He thus began to lament, oh, what unhappy incidents have taken place. In this way, both Krishna and Balram, along with Satyabhama, the wife of Krishna, immediately returned to Dwarka and began to make plan to kill Satadhanva and take away the jewel. Although he was a great outlaw in the city, Satadhanva was still very much afraid of Krishna's power, and thus he became most afraid on Krishna's arrival. When we see like this, we can remember wonderful that the kittens carried by the mother cat, even in the mouth, they feel secure. But the mouse in the mouth of the kitten, they feel so much afraid. Terrible. So same actions, but different result upon their feeling. They feel that I'm getting too much protected. They never wants to live. So if we have that desire to become fearless in our life, we should hold on to the lotus feet of Krishna. So understanding Krishna's plan to kill him, he immediately went to take shelter of Krutavarma. But on being approached by him, Krutavarma said, I shall never be able to offend Lord Krishna and Balram because they are not ordinary persons. They are the Supreme Personality of Godhead who can be saved from death if he has offended Balram and Krishna. No one can be saved from their wrath. Krutavarma further said that Kansa, all the powerful and assisted by many demons, could not be saved from the wrath of Krishna. And what to speak of Jarasandha, who had been defeated by Krishna 18 times, and each time had to return from the fighting in disappointment. What a wonderful place to stop. We should be punctual. It's 6:53. The devotees who has to go, and perform their prescribed duties are welcome to leave. But I deeply appreciate your, always, I feel that if we have not this Zoom call started due to COVID, do you think that I will be able to wake up every day at 2 o'clock and chant? I don't think so. I don't think so. So I'm ever grateful to each and every one of you for your kind support, at least to remain fixed in my devotion. So all the credit goes to you all. With those thoughts, always remain happy, jubilant, and totally fearless. And whoever you come across, please give them a kind word that their life can also be
Hare
transformed.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram Ram.
So I would like to offer my humble obeisances to all the devotees who joined from Houston,
Ram Ram.
Fresno, Connecticut,
Hare
not Connecticut, sorry, Prabhu is not there, New Hampshire, Aurora, Illinois, New York, New Jersey. Somebody has unmuted their phone. Please mute your phone, please. I can hear some background noise. Yeah, Manani Mataji, Haribo. New York, New Jersey, Virginia, Boston, Boise, Atlanta, Phoenix, Tempe, Austin, College Station, San Jose, Portland, Dallas, Detroit, Chicago, Naperville, Philadelphia, Charlotte, Baltimore, Baton Rouge, Alachua, Orlando, Sanford, Jacksonville, St. Louis, San Diego, Loganville, Georgia, Maine, Ottawa, New Orleans, Toronto, Calcutta, New Delhi, and Pondicherry, and also uh, I think one devotee joined from Bombay. I'm not sure, but whoever wants to stay around for another extra hour will be chanting. I will chant until maybe for half an hour up to 7:25, and then we have a rule that somebody has to pick up by 7:28 to chant the round. And if they don't start